llamas, or what are they?
I don't know. It's probably some part I played somewhere and just swung with the boots.
Why not? Why not?
All my wardrobe has Paramount or somebody.
Why not? Say when.
Bobbie, you're on.
Okay. Well, Bob Preston, it's good to see you again. We go.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Okay.
You want to change it back to channel 1?
Oh, fine.
Sorry about that, Bobbie.
Every, you know, and especially Dallas-Fort Worth. I love Dallas. Okay. Well, Bob Preston, nice to see you again. And, you know, I sat there enjoying Victor Victoria and enjoying you so much, Bob. But one thought crossed my mind, and I thought, I'll ask him. Did you ever, when you were doing all the Mountie pictures, think that you would end up in drag?
Oh, just unlucky, I guess. No, isn't it funny? If I was to sit back and try to recount the variety of roles I've played, I think I would astound even myself. But in my wildest imagination, but evidently not in Blake Edwards' wildest imagination, I would never see myself as Toddy. But I'm so happy he came along, because it was such a joy. Such a joy to play such a free character in what I think is a funny and entertaining motion picture.
In other words, you had no qualms. You said, I'll do it.
Blake wrote him, and Blake was going to direct him. And with Blake, you have no qualms about anything. I had qualms about SOB, because I didn't know Blake. And the week he sent me the script and I read it, you know, there was a few things in SOB, touch and go, and I said, well, you know, with a different director on taste level, what's going to happen here? And that week I saw 10. And I immediately said, no problems. I'll do anything that man asks me to do.
Boy, you couldn't get a better recommendation than that. Of course, in the movie, you play an entertainer who is really down. I mean, he's down on his luck the worst way. Has there ever been a time in your life when you felt really desperate?
I don't think so. I think I've been blessed. From the day I started working and I was a child, I've never stopped. I get you had lows and periods when you thought you were doing something that wasn't all that good, you should be doing better. But it didn't last long. It's been a happy life. I have no complaints in the world. And I've had, I guess, more careers than most people in this industry. I had a career in motion pictures before and after World War II, starting in 1938, going to 1950. From 1950 to 1957, at my own choice, I went to Broadway, and I played a variety of straight plays, dramas, comedies, whatever. And then in 1957, The Music Man came along. Well, there became a whole other career. And not only on Broadway, but it also brought me back to the attention of people out here for better roles. I was offered Dark at the Top of the Stairs, which I would never have been given before that. And then, of course, to play The Music Man. There was an accomplishment, because Hollywood was not known to give the man who created the role in the movie. I got a wire from Rex Harrison saying, thank you, maybe I can play Higgins now, you know.
Bob, let me ask you about Harold Hill. Can you still do the song Trouble in River City? Can you still do the lyrics at that?
Yes. Rex, there are ballads that we can't do, but Rex and I both said to each other, the patter songs from My Fair Lady never went out of his head. But it's that way with that sort of song, because it's conned by rote. I learned as a boy all of the patter songs from Gilbert and Sullivan, and I can still do them at the drop of a hat. They never leave you. And
did you ever mess up on the lyrics, ever on?
No, because there'd be no way of getting back on without breaking your leg. No, I never ever did. In the entire show, on anything. The only time I did, I had to go back. I'd played The Music Man for slightly over 2 years. And then I came back to California, and I made a couple of movies. When I got back to New York, the play was still running, but they'd had a strike on in the theater back there, and they weren't able to rehearse Burt Parks, who was going to be the next replacement as Harold Hill. So DaCosta, the director, called me and he said, will you play it for a couple of weeks so we can rehearse Burt Parks? I said, my God, Teak, I've been away from it for months. And he said, that's all right, play the album. I said, but the dances aren't on the album. He said, fake them. Well, with a run-through with a company that I'd never seen before, never met, I played it, opened that night, and that is the most nervous I have ever been as an actor. Mostly because I had to prove myself all over again in this role. And doing Marion the Librarian, I lost a word. And I knew that I'm going to have to reprise it. So doing the little ballet steps, I said to the kids, what's the word? What's the word? And nobody could remember. We went off to the wings in one of these escapes. There was no book. The play had been running for 3 years. Nobody was watching a book on it. And I knew I had to get up and reprise the word. And I missed it again. I said, I'll never forget the civilized was the word. The civilized world, except, you know. Oh my, that's a frightening experience.
Bob, I know that you were lifelong friends almost with William Holden. And of course, all of us have felt really sad because some of people like myself got to know him through the years doing interviews and everything. Do you believe that he died the way that the reports said?
Well, I find it hard to believe because I knew Bill for 43 years. And I never knew he had problems of that sort. I've heard rumors and things like that, but no, this is something I can't accept. Of course, I have to believe what they said. I know anybody who fell in that apartment he had a multiple choice of heavy objects to hit his head on because it was a museum. Oh, well, thank God we got to work together at least once before we lost him. Isn't it strange to know a man and love a man that much, and the last thing he did would be the first time you ever worked with him? I miss him.
But you have that lovely memory.
I have many memories.
Yes.
I'd rather talk to him.
Well, Bob, again, I thank you very much. You
Thank you, Bob.
delighted us in Victor Victoria.
See you down your way.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. Thanks, Bob.
Bye, dear.
Take care.
Thank you. Yes, they do. I had
Okay.
that happen last night.
Now, the background is different. There's nothing to give us away that we're cheating these reverses. Okay, and yeah, that shot will be fine. No closer than that. Okay? All right, reactions first. And is this a good fix, right about looking at his shoulder? Okay.
Gee, I thought I was taller than that. He's laughing at that dirty joke I told him. You.
Okay, questions and sound. All right. Bob, at any time in your life, have you ever been as desperate as the character you're playing in Victor Victoria? I think just a second. Okay. About Harold Hill and the Music Man, did you ever mess up on the lyrics to Trouble in River City? As you look back on your career, how do you feel about it? You and William Holden were lifelong friends, I know that, and I know how you must feel about the tragic loss of him. But do you believe that it happened the way it was reported? Do you believe that William Holden died the way it was reported?
Really try not to think about that, do you?